Listener, welcome. Welcome to SGL Spiritual Guiding Light. I hope everything is going accordingly with you. The channel message that I am receiving at this time is you're finding you. And up until this point, you've been finding your shadow self in other people. And there is a sense of awareness, but this awareness is like not wanting to put in the work when it's pertaining to your higher self, because there's some sense of entitlement of taking full ownership that you gave people the benefit of the doubt, meaning you gave people the free will to choose their higher self. So it feels more like experimental. And then once you realize what it takes to get the result of, it's like 1 + 1 equals, right? The friendships, connections. I'm really not seeing wanting a commitment. It's like the moment that someone says, you know what, if the world of my shadow self is not fulfilling and it feels like I'm dying daily, right? We die daily, out with the old, in with the new, whether that's mental state, how you want your mood of that day, because you've been in control of over your mood, okay? And it has literally gotten out of control to the point to where this control that's out of control, it's like I'm so sick and tired. So the desire of this unknown, but you're able to identify the area of interest, right? As a musician, all right? Because for some of you, it feels like the whole channel message is for you, which for you would classify as your general reading. But for the most part, I am definitely trying to explain this channel without my own self interfering. All right? Because I know personally, I don't judge, but I read. And majority of the time when I'm reading, it's become like sometimes I'm not even aware that that's what I'm doing. And when I'm aware that I'm reading out of my will, and it's like I didn't give permission, like myself will read without asking me, hey, do you mind if I can use you for a moment? I have a message that I need to deliver. And it's not a form of disrespect. It's a form of I've already committed to being submissive no, that's correct. I've committed my submission, completed my submission, my vow of putting God first. And my unknowns that I have experienced up to this point is more so that it has to balance the scales without me crossing anyone else's boundaries. So when I am being used, it's more so the environment. Now I understand when they say be mindful of the environment that you create, or that you step inside, oh goodness, an environment that you step into. And I'm not talking about the environments that are required, such as, your place of employment or your business, if it's serving the public here. But if it's a business in pertaining to private, then yes, you will be responsible for the environment. And if your environment consists of low vibrational or shadow energy, some of you are not aware of those things because of family tradition, or you're just not religious in some form. And you're not exempt. No one is exempt here. All right, we are all one. And that was the initial reading for you, was that there are many of you, meaning of things that are uncommon. But the things that you practice, only you have the fingerprint to that. We all can bounce a tennis ball. We can put 100 people and we can all bounce a tennis ball with our hands, our left or our right. And we're all going to bounce it differently. That algorithm of it releasing from your hand and hitting whatever matter that you hit it towards and allowing it to attract back to you, it's going to be different. Never mind you of not even taking in consideration that out of the 100 people, probably a third is not going to want to participate. That third are those who say, you know what, I don't want to know. I want to just conform to the basics of life. I want to be set in that. And then the 1% of truly not being aware and their loss. Okay? Moving forward, make sure that you go to YT. Okay, there's a lot of collective and general readings there for you. All right. You have your individual zodiac folder. You have your collective, your general readings. You have your next 72s. And there's some other channel readings as well. But I do want to just before, sometimes you have to take a break. You have to step away. Because this shadow energy will have you stuck. And so for some, it's a comfortable place. Because that's all you know. And it has nothing to do with fearing joy and happiness and how to maintain it. It has to do with already manifesting disappointment. So, with that being stated, breathe. We forget to breathe. Is it normal? Yes. But everyone's body reacts different when it comes to really taking out the moment to breathe. Most people, when they're realizing that they're breathing, they have a panic attack because they're now paying attention to their body, but not yet respecting the function of the respiratory, the lungs, the organ itself. Moving forward, because I myself, I don't like, I used to downplay myself, but then sometimes I get hard. I'm no longer mad at myself for my uniqueness of thinking deep into things. When I know that there's geniuses out there whom I would have a short attention span to listen to, but I would listen to. If that makes sense. There's always greatness. Just because someone is not aware or doesn't know how to do something doesn't necessarily mean that they are exempt. It doesn't mean that they're not the perfect fit. Every choice that is made pertaining to you and pertaining to what you've experienced is because you're experiencing your shadow self. It's familiar from past memories that haven't been healed. It's a silver lining when it comes to healed. It was always a quick fix, not really taking care of the wound. There's a scar. There is a reminder. And so with that being said, I'm going to, what am I going to do? You have to be patient with me. Let's see what's going on with shadow self. As we are aware that, there is a need to go on a new adventure. Not a wild one, but an adventure that will blanket your gifts, your existence, and really giving you a sense of assurance that it's okay. This is, just because you don't know how to swim, you're still gonna, put your, tap your feet to the water knowing that it's cold just to get the feeling, right? It's all about how you want to submerge in water. All right? And I'm speaking of the ocean. And speaking of the ocean, in California, they've closed some beaches off the coastline due to chemicals or something like that. I don't know. I haven't done my research just to make sure it's valid. We have the devil energy, Capricorn, shadow energy, and being addictive to entertaining and living that way, as your daily ritual. And there is a need to forgive thyself. You can forgive yourself for not knowing. You're not held accountable when you do not know. When it becomes dangerous is when you are aware of the knowing. Just because you're aware, that doesn't complete the submission that you know. You'll know that you've known that you've completed, especially the submission of control, is when you are no longer attached. The memory has literally faded for the most part, I'm talking about the memories that are ongoing, that come out of place at the wrong time, the moment where you are experiencing joy and happiness, and it's like, boom. Your brain is saying, nope, listener does not like joy and love. Come on, shadow self. What's going on? The wheel's not turning. So, with this devil energy here, confirming operating in shadow self, and shadow self is preventing the longevity of joy and love. It's as if your own self is sinister to your shadow self. Okay. Let's see what other messages for the listener. And you know what you've been experiencing this far pertaining to seeing yourself in other people. You don't like yourself. That's why you're not being submissive to your own self. You're being humble to all the wrong things. And you know, humble, that's when it comes to do with passion. That's that pain. That's that shadow energy. Now, all shadow energy doesn't come with pain. There's suffering, there's heartache, there's worry, there's anxiety. There's so many umbrellas within an umbrella. But how do you... That's an illusion. How big do you want your umbrella to be? All right, we have the Knight of Clubs. The Knight of Clubs. Okay. Only knowing that the way that you can protect yourself is that the moment that you see yourself in other people, you guard yourself. And then no one has access. No one can understand where the core within this type of addiction to shadow self. Why does your shadow self feel like confinement when you are there? I'm getting there's something within this devil card with the Knight of Clubs. This Knight of Clubs with the devil is making me feel like an assignment. Because you have the Two of Coins working your way from the bottom to the top. And the Two of Pentacles is Earth. Earth sign. Capricorn. Just represents that devil. And then there's Virgo and Taurus. There is an assignment, listener. It feels like it's an assignment of your gifts, of whom you're going to submit to. Aren't you glad that you've been able to experience yourself through other people instead of what other people have done to you or what you experienced with other people? That if you would have done that, you're blessed, listener. If you would have done what people have done to you, and then we have the Three of Clubs. I definitely think. I mean, I'm just hearing a menace of society. If you would have done what everything that has been done to you, you would have been a menace to society. But because thy faithful servant, with with the submission of putting God first, the way that you do, your uniquely way that you do, listener. When are you going to realize that you are at the mountaintop? Because there's being deceived with connections when you see yourself in other people, or the way that when you can read them. I'm hearing the lesson is learned. Someone is realizing that something is not a facade. Here, the moon, feminine energy. I'm trying to remember who's the feminine energy. Is it Isis? Is it? I think so. This adventure, this voyage, like I said, it's not wild, it's not spontaneous, it's more so it's a training, you know. Those who are ordained, it's a training of what is required. But these requirements are not going to cause you to fall back into shadow self. I'm not saying that there'll be withdrawals of you wanting to reach out to people from the past, or having to feel obligated of certain responsibilities that cause you to lose yourself again. Taking on responsibilities and other people's burdens, even though I do not have any ones yet. You're definitely going to be speaking up for yourself, and the only reason why I said that with the Knight of Clubs, whomever you're getting ready to associate yourself with, you now know how to speak up for yourself. We have the Chariot. Yeah, I love this. I'm hearing that song, Tina Turner. What you said? And we're rolling down the river. That's within the Two of Coins here. Okay. It's up to you what you want to establish pertaining to partnerships, relationships, connections. You're getting ready to create your network system. But this is the training networking system. Oh my goodness. And there goes the Ten of Cups. I like it. It definitely completes oneness. You're going to feel whole again. And your definition of being whole is breathtaking. All right? Don't forget, love is kind, love is gentle, and that is you and I.